Sang my first show tune when I was just 3. My mother knew I'd go far. I've been a show queen since way before Glee. Now I'm a Broadway star. Well, not exactly, but my friend has a friend who knows Idina Menzel. Sort of. So things are happening, you'll see. But till my ship comes in, I've got a lot to tell you. Let's start chewing the scenery with... Welcome to Chewing the Scenery with... me.
Turn off your cell phones.
Then they flew the director, Rick Rosenthal, to New York and had me tape about 3 scenes with a guy named Bill Smitrovich. So began my time as Libby Thatcher, the mom on Life Goes On. This is a f***ing disaster, I thought. We finished shooting the pilot, and I chose not to return to Anything Goes. In April 1989, I left the production after 15 months on stage and waited for the fate of the pilot. While I was in L.A., however, I also met with Richard Zanuck and Lily Feeney, the producers of Driving Miss Daisy. At first, I had no idea why I was there. There was no audition, but right after I met Dick and Lily, I was told I would be playing Florine Worthen, Booley's wife, a part written specifically for the screen. You mean that's it? I got the part? I couldn't believe the role was handed to me like that, so I called my friend Alfred Urey, who had written both the play and the screenplay for Miss Daisy. "Did you think of me for this role?" I asked him. "Yes," he responded, "because nobody wears costumes like you do." My character, Florine, was based on a relative of Alfred's. She was a clothes horse, so in this context, Alfred was paying me a compliment. What a great way to get a part. You look good in clothes. Shooting for me was brief. I was sad to leave this experience. I returned to Connecticut to learn that the pilot had been picked up, and I would now be living in L.A. It's common knowledge that Life Goes On was a problematic set at Warner Brothers Studios. We were the first ones back after hiatus, and the last one to leave before hiatus. Our executive producers would fire our best and most efficient directors, and the writers would then write, produce, and direct. If only they did one thing well and stuck to it. Monique Lanier played my stepdaughter Paige, but she was only with the show for a year. She left the cast when she got pregnant. To give her a proper send-off, the girls took her out to Gladstone's in Malibu. She abstained from drinking. Not me. I was throwing back tequilas like crazy. But I should have stuck to water as well, since it wasn't long before I realized that Matt and I were expecting a baby of our own. I know exactly when I got pregnant. It was when Matt and I went to Washington, D.C. in February 1990 so that I could sing in a PBS President's Day special called In Performance at the White House. In April 1991, I was invited to sing at the White House once again, this time as part of Points of Light, a national celebration of community service. After the performance, Matt, my mother, and I worked our way down the receiving line to shake hands with George and Barbara Bush. When President Bush told me that it was good to see me again, I blurted out, "The last time we were here, we got pregnant." "Well," he said with a big grin, "come back any time." Meanwhile, back in L.A., on the set of Life Goes On, my relationship with Bill Smitrovich continued to deteriorate. By the end of the 4th season, we were no longer on speaking terms. Can you imagine? We played love scenes, we played parenting scenes, we kissed, we hugged, and when the director yelled cut, we never even looked at each other. That's acting. On my part, he just stunk.